This is Todd Duff with Jak'd Up Outdoors. And folks, it's late summer and man, hunting season's right around the corner. I can smell it. It's on us. Hey, we're out doing a little pre-scouting and we're getting ideas on numbers of herds, and we're getting ideas of what bulls we've got in the areas, the deer that we have here, you know, the buck to doe ratio or bull to cow ratio. And we're looking at all aspects and trying to figure out, you know, what we have in our hunting areas and what we've got ready for our hunters as they come in and prepare for their hunt of a lifetime. Folks, here we are. We're over here checking out the lease property we got over here in Decoy, Kentucky. Let me tell you, it's back in the sticks, but it is a gold mine. It's beautiful over here. As you can see, we're coming through the mountains here. It starts opening up a little bit, and I mean, it's been stripped a long time ago, but this is, they call this contour mining. They actually don't remove the whole top of the mountain like you see on a lot of pictures and a lot of TV shows and everything where they're talking about you know, the mountaintop removal. This kind of go around the side of a ridge or anything to get some of the coal out. But we got this property leased and we've got some elk on it. We come over here and try to do a little pre-scouting before September the 15th, which is opening day for bull archery. Man, I'm telling you what, we are jacked up. We're ready to go. We've been working hard all season long. We've been doing preparations. We've been putting in food plots, putting out mineral locks. I mean, just everything we can to try to help produce the antler growth of these animals and the health of them. You know, that's the main concern, is try to manage these elk and help them out and better the herd. Well, we've got around 6,000 acres that we have leased or permission that we can hunt on. We've also got food plots that we've put out on this property. You know, we'll take our tractors in there, we'll take a disc, we'll disc up the ground, we'll go back and seed all of the plants and whatever wildlife mix that we want to use. We like to plant a lot of soybeans, corn, milo, and clover. And that's all, you know, protein rich and nitrogen based plants that help out the animals as they're growing, whether it's, you know, early season for the bucks when they're growing their antlers, or the bulls when they're growing their antlers. And it's also great for the does that are got fawns, or the cows that's got calves off of them. And we've got over here, man, look at it. You can see it starting to open up. It's beautiful over here. So hopefully we'll get over here and we'll see these bulls. I've been seeing them. We'll catch them on film a little bit and let you see a little bit about scouting, give you some ideas, give you some pointers on what to do your next time out in the woods. Alright, well, we was just driving around this road, this old haul road that they've contoured around these ridges, and off to our left, started looking. All of a sudden, here comes some elk. Some cows and calves are coming out right now. We're just kind of sitting back, looking, and just kind of watching. Hopefully we'll get some bulls coming out here in a few minutes, and we'll get them on film as well. Now these elk, if you pay attention, if you're getting out and you're scouting, you know, right at the edge of dark, when the temperature's up, you know, above 90s, you know, close to 100, mid-hundreds, I mean, it's right at the edge of dark, close, you know, to where the temperature starts dropping off, and these elk and these animals can get out here and start grazing without overheating and needing to find shade. So right now, it's prime time, and it's perfect for these elk to get out here, graze a little bit, get them some grass in them before they go down and bed down for the night. So, hey, let's check them out, see what we've got going on up here behind me. Oh yeah. Young bull. Probably a 5x4. What it looks like through the binoculars. as I'm counting so far, you know, there might be some more coming out, but so far we got 7 cows, 6 calves, and one mature bull. He's a 5x4 right now. He's got 5 on his right side and 4 on his left. He's probably around the age 2.5, 3.5 years old. He's a real young bull, so he's not mature enough and not mature enough to take one during the hunt. That bull's gonna be nice though. Oh, Big Daddy just walked out. Big Daddy just walked out, you see him?
Do you want to know what it takes to be a professional outdoor videographer and make a living in the outdoor industry? If so, Campbell Cameras has once again teamed up with industry legend Pat Reeve to bring you one of the most comprehensive, informative, hands-on video schools available today, geared specifically towards the hunting and fishing industry. Call for more information or to reserve your spot today.
When you need to get to where you're going this hunting season, be sure to see my friends at Klutz Automotive, where they got the best 4x4s around. Tell them Todd Duff sent you, and remember, you're always a winner at the Super Center.
To total protection, there's safe, then there's Browning Safe.
I'm Cordell Brown. Come to King Pharmacy and see me.
King Pharmacy would like to welcome Cordell Brown to our team in Hazard. Cordell joins Scott McGirls, bringing you the great service you've come to expect. With prescription drop-off and pickup available, you'll be in and out quick. We also offer a convenient drive-through window. Quick service, accurate service, and convenient service is what you get every time at King Pharmacy. Locations in Hazard, Somerset, and Hyden. King Pharmacy, where service makes the difference.
So, right now, this bull, he's got a couple weeks left. He's going to be a nice bull in a couple of years, so we'll let him grow. Now he's starting to reach the potential of his horn growth for this year. He might have 2 or 3 more weeks left before that he's fully potential and he won't grow anymore. The antlers grow, but they've got, from end of March all the way until September when they start rubbing them horns and getting that velvet off. And they've got a little soft coat, and that's what the velvet is. It covers the antler up, and that's when it grows and it gets blood circulation and stuff to their horns. So it helps the growth, and sometimes you can see knobs at the end of the antlers, which tells you that it's still forming and still growing. So now let's see how many more elk we can get coming out of the hills here behind me. They look good and healthy though. Mm-hmm. That bull's gonna be nice though. Oh, Big Daddy just walked out. Big Daddy just walked out. You see him? Can you see him on there? Look at them antlers, baby. Ooh! I'd say he's probably 320, maybe. 310 to 320 is what he looks like in that range. I can't really, it's kind of still a little far off for me to be able to tell. Got some good mass. Good length on his sword points. He's kind of lacking more towards the end of his horns though, the top of them. Mm-hmm. So that might hurt him in the score a little bit, but he looks like a pretty nice mature bull from here.
if you look at a bull's antlers real close, you'll see in the front that they've got these eye guards that come out. And now that's what we call them. It's just a common name for them. They come out here in the front, and they're just protecting them from poking each other in the eyes, like, you know, whenever they're butting heads, they're out there hitting and fighting and in the rut and getting all tore up and scraping trees and everything. You know, I mean, it helps protect them. And whenever you go on up, you know, they got the different horns, and then you get closer to the top, and then you'll see one antler on each side come all the way out. It's a lot longer than the rest of them. Now that's what we call the sword point, and you know, it grows out, and that's just another way of the antlers that whenever they're hitting and fighting, you know, that one may be able to push the other one out and whip him. You know, he's trying to dominate his area, and he's trying to make it known that, hey, this is my territory, you better back off. And off the end of the antlers, you got what we call the whale tail, and that's the little swoop here at the end. So, you know, each aspect, you know, different ones have different characters. Sometimes they've got kickers off the side, or sometimes they got crown points, what they call, and that's where the antler comes up and it'll set in like a little cone, and then it'll fork out. So you get different characters with the bull antlers, just the same way as you got with the deer antlers.
I like to see another one walk out. He's a big chocolate bull too. I'd say that's why that one cow is so dark. Probably offspring from him. One, we started watching, all that started coming out was cows and calves. Then all of a sudden, here's one bull that comes out. We kept watching for a few more minutes, then boom, Big Daddy comes walking out, strutting. He's strutting his stuff, getting out there, picking around a little bit, and he's going to be a nice bull to be able to harvest this year. All right, now, as we start coming on around the hill, coming towards the entrance here where we first started, we stopped. My guy that was with me, he was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Here's 3 bulls. They're by themselves. Let's check them out. Let's check them out real quick. As soon as I got in the binoculars, I was like, boom, there he is. I said, there's the Big Daddy. That's the one I've been watching over here for, I don't know, 3 or 4 weeks now. I know I've got him patterned down a little bit, but, you know, it could change once the rut starts getting here. You know, you never know, because, I mean, they start going crazy. 2 of them's kind of younger. No, that one, son, he's pretty. He's got a rack about like that one that's hanging up on Bonsel's wall, the sheds. Yeah. Yeah, it's a little different. This right side's a little messed up. I got to looking at him in my binoculars, and on the right side he's got 7, and on his left he's got 6. He's a very nice mature bull. Now the other 2 that was with him were both 5x5s. They're little younger bulls, but maybe next year, you know, they'll come up to 6x6. It'll be a good mature bull, nice to harvest, and somebody will definitely be happy with him. Folks, here it is, July 30th. Out here doing a little pre-scouting. You know, season's coming up, about 6 weeks or so. We're just out here driving around. Sure enough, right here on some of the property we got leased out. That's one good thing about Eastern Kentucky. If they start talking about these elk, boom, hey, right there they are. We're out here scouting, doing a little pre-scouting before season comes in about 6 weeks or something. But you know, everybody starts talking about, hey, is there elk in Eastern Kentucky? Yes, they are, and right here's proof. Let me tell you, they've been here. They started releasing them back in '97, and look what we've got here behind us. It's beautiful. These elk are doing great. They're breeding, they're reproducing, and they're growing in big numbers. And each year, you get more and more hunters that get to come in here and hunt these animals. But to be able to come out here and enjoy this, and the sun setting here in the background, man, you can't beat some kind of sunset like this. It's awesome. Green grass. These elk are easing up here, and they're grazing, getting them some nutrition and stuff before the night hits. We got one pretty good bull. I mean, he's still a young bull, got a lot of potential and a lot of growth still yet, but it just goes to show you that, the genetics here and everything's working out really well. And some of the plots that we're putting in, it's really starting to help out, and you can see we've got some young bulls. And also we've got some little calves that's bedded down in the grass, and they're kind of trying to hide, but if you look real close, you can tell that they're right there. Right now they don't seem too timid. They're alright with me standing here as long as I don't try to start approaching them or anything. They're going to stay right there and just kind of be real calm. This gets me jacked up and ready for season, man. It's just around the corner, and I'm pumped. I'm ready to go. And we're excited. We're ready for our hunters to get here so we can start hunting. But this right here, I mean, you'll be able to get out and really enjoy the outdoors and get out here and enjoy these animals. Even if you're not a hunting guide or if you're not out there hunting, get out here, drive around a little bit, enjoy these animals, look at them. They're not aggressive or anything. You can just drive around and check them out, man. They're beautiful. Now folks, if you listen real close, you can hear that meh. That's that little calf that's calling to its mother. It's laying down there in the grass and stuff, and they'll start calling to her, trying to find out where she's at. Here in just a few minutes, they'll probably start getting up and easing towards her or start grazing. But we're standing here and we're just looking at this herd. We'll look to our left, bam, right there, there's some more elk. So, hey, they're everywhere. Get jacked up, baby, let's go. I can hear them calling. That's awesome. I love that. Hey, and before you know it, right here in just a few weeks before season starts kicking off, the archery bull starts kicking off about the second week of August, and second week of September, the bull season starts kicking off. But I'm telling you, right the first September, you'll start hearing them just a little bit, start bugling. But more towards the end of September, while we're still archery hunting, man, these bulls are going to be screaming. And I'm telling you what, it's hair raising, but it'll get you jacked up. I'm telling you, we're still out here scouting around. We just walked around this little knoll where we couldn't really see anything. We were overwhelmed with how many elk was just on the other side of this knob right here. It's awesome. If you can tell, you can see them. They're starting to move away a little bit just because they're getting nervous because we're standing here talking. But to be able to get this close to them and be able to share, this environment with them, man, it's worth gold. You can see all these little baby ones up here on the right. They're starting to come off to the hill.
In our areas right now, our calving ratio is awesome. Like this year is over 80%, you know, in our areas. We've got almost a 1-to-1 ratio for cows to calves. I mean, you're not gonna find that anywhere. The natural predators for the elk is not here. Where the rest of them are, they're all starting to come back together. Got a bunch of calves and stuff in there, so that's really good. We've got a good birthing rate this year. So that, I mean, that's awesome. Little guys running. Hey, might have the next state record right there in that herd. Never know.
Tonight's episode of Jak'd Up is brought to you in part by Shady Creek Outfitters, Booner Outfitters, Jerry McPherson's Montana Decoy, Level Lock Shooting Systems, Craft Compressions of Hazard, Scott Archery, Klutz Auto, Cardinal Chevrolet of Hazard, Russell Outdoors, Vortex Optics, East Kentucky Web, Sitting Hawk Chairs, Fox Pro Game Calls, Kentucky Antler Company, Ride Center USA, Campbell Cameras, Rollane's Bass and Pro Shop.
We have a shooting range located on some of the property that we've got permission to hunt on. Now, we get out there and set up. It's an old reclaimed site, and we've got there's different setups. We got a mound that's, we put our targets and stuff in front of, and then we've got a deep little holler field that we shoot down in.
You got a wind pushing to the right.
I guess maybe I'll aim right in the center.
Yeah, 'cause I call that at least 2 miles an hour out there. Gusting to 4.
The weather for this day was ideal. You know, the temperature around mid 70s to lower 80s. The wind light and variable, maybe 2 to 3 mile an hour wind. So that's not gonna, you know, that's not gonna mess up your bullets, the way the flight is on it too much. So you'll be able to adjust on it.
Right on, brother.
Yeah, boy. Hammer's back, boy.
Now the guys that I had with me that day while we was out sighting these guns in is Mr. Dan Crank, his brother Billy Crank, and his buddy from over in West Virginia, Wayne Pearson. These guys are Class A guys. I've known them for a couple years now. We've been out hunting together, we've been out shooting together, and they're really good people. And you know, they get things done and they know how to sight these guns in. They've taught me a whole lot about it. Now Mr. Dan Crank, man, he's a whiz when it comes to being able to sight a gun in. He knows the different ratios, how to mount it properly, and every aspect that you need to be able to be accurate while you're out there. When you go to pull that trigger, he's dropping. So Dan's an ideal guy to get out and start shooting with.
Okay.
Okay. Right beside mine.
Right beside Daniel's.
I'll be.
We're getting ready for elk season. During October, we're going to try to be going out to Colorado, where we're going to be hunting the elk out there in their population. And I just want to try to compare it to, you know, the way we hunt here and the way that you're supposed to hunt them out there. Now, it's going to be a little different, but we're excited and we're jacked up and we're ready to get out there and start hunting. Now the targets that we've got set up out here is a 1/4 inch steel metal. We've got it hanging on some loops and some angles and got it set up on a rebar. We've welded, they fabricated it to where whenever you shoot, the target will swing a little bit, but it's not going to go anywhere. The bullet hits and it shatters the bullet and it shoots it straight down in the ground. So that's a great aspect, and it's very very safe, that it's not going to travel through it, or it's not going to hit the ground and ricochet off and maybe go potentially hit somebody's house or hurt somebody. So we make sure that we have a good backstop for bullets whenever we're shooting. We start shooting about 400 yards, we go to 500 yards, 6, 7, we get out to 900 yards, 1,000? Yeah, we get out to 1,000 yards, man. I'm telling you, I've never in my life been able to shoot this far, but with the equipment that they have and the program that he has on his phone that links straight up to his caliber rifle and his scope that he has there, it's called Ballistic. And you can get on your phones, it's an app, you can get on there and punch in all the information that you need. It tells you how much you need to adjust the scope to be able to shoot that far. But I'm just still amazed, 1,000+ yards. Man, that's awesome. There's not going to be an elk safe whenever we get out there in Colorado. We're getting out there and being able to shoot and feeling comfortable with your gun, and the more you shoot it, the more comfortable you become with it, and the better accurate you're going to be when you're out there in the woods. When that big 7x7 bull, that big 12-point buck is come walking by your stand, you're not going to be like shaking like a leaf. You're going to be like, you know what? This animal, he has made a mistake by walking in front of me with this scope, because I'm deadly accurate. We're getting excited for this season coming around. We're going to be elk hunting before you know it in a couple weeks. So this is the reason why we wanted to get out and make sure that our guns were accurate, and they were sighted in, and we're ready to go. And get out there, get your guns sighted in, get some pre-scouting game going on, and get jacked up.